Hello, stitching friends. I'm Olivia. This is my channel, Olivia B, just in case you got here unexpectedly. I am here with a new Flosstube video about my cross stitch. I've recently posted some quilting related videos, but I have been stitching away every day as usual, and this month actually is 6 years on Flosstube for me, which is pretty crazy. Time has flown. But thank you so much to those of you who take the time to watch my videos. I really appreciate it, especially those of you who take the time to leave comments. It just makes this hobby so much more fun and engaging, so I really appreciate it. I've loved being part of this community, and I've gotten a lot out of it, so I'm grateful for that. It is October 30th as I'm filming this. If you have been watching me for a while, you know I love Halloween. So I am excited for Halloween, of course. I've been enjoying the season and the month, but it went really fast. I feel like wait for October to get here and then it just flies by. But that's okay. The quilt top behind me is my Midnight Silhouette quilt. This is a design by Blackbird Designs, just in case you don't follow my quilting videos, and if you don't quilt, those could be pretty boring. But you can see more information about that in those quilting videos if you are curious. I will insert a picture of the finished quilt top here. So that was a lot of fun to put together. Definitely took some time, but I enjoyed it a lot and I learned a lot, and I definitely want to make more applique quilts. But my next challenge is turning this into a quilt. So for now, just drape it over to the TV behind me. Anyway, let's get into the cross stitching. I'm probably just gonna go go through things as they happened. Chronological is the word I'm looking for there. Yes, we'll go through chronologically. Basically, instead of just FFOs, finishes, whips, it's a little easier for me to do it that way. But first, the first thing I wanted to show you was I fully FFO'd this one. This is called the Unbroken Song by Blackbird Designs. It's in the Bells on Christmas Day booklet of theirs. I have just the individual design there from a retreat. We did this as a little class with Barb and Alma. You can get this box at Joann's. You have to paint it. It's not easy, but it's done. And it's not perfect either. But it's cute and I like it. And my sister asked me what I'm going to put in there, and I have no idea. So if you have any suggestions, or can I just leave it empty? I don't know. But Barb and Alma signed the bottom of it, which is pretty cool. So I'm glad that one is complete. So since I saw you last, we had Sampler September and Dark October stitching. So in September, I did, there's two sales take place that month. There's hashtag Sampler September, there's hashtag September Sampler Soiree, which is more focused on reproduction samplers. And I had 2 reproduction sampler whips, and I worked on those. So the first one is Luz Gonzalez 1851 by Samplers Remembered. And this beautiful chart was a gift from the lovely Laura Duet, which is very sweet of her. I kitted it up at the attic when I went there a couple years ago. And so I stitched it in the called for Averiswas silks, and I finished it. And this is on a Lakeside Linens, I think, light exemplar. I forget now. It's 40 count. And there is my completed piece. This is a lot of fun. I think some people get thrown off by that top row of specialty stitches. It's just straight stitches. It's just a matter, the challenge is following the grid. But once I started it, I was not willing to put it down until I finished that, because I knew if I could just get through that, the rest was just cross stitches. And it's a lot of fun. I love that big rose motif. I love all the flowers in it, the fun colors. So that was very enjoyable. And then when I finished Luz, I picked up my other reproduction sampler, which is a smaller one. This is Black Dog Sampler by Scarlet House. Brenda, the sampler stitcher, completed this not too long ago. There's not a lot of colors in it. There are a lot of color changes, so it's a little finicky. I stitched this one in the Called For Glorianas on a piece of 46 count Extra Designs fabric. It's like a very pale yellow, and I finished that one as well. So I think that one's pretty cute. I think I stitched it on the 46 count because I figured out it would fit in a standard 8x10 frame. So now I just need to find the right frame. Yeah, so what's crazy is once I finished those 2 samplers, I only had 1 whip left, like overall. I just, over the last couple years, I've just really enjoyed focusing on my whips, and I just had the drive to finish what I'd started, and I don't know, I could end up, you know, I could go back to a ton of whips or not, I don't know yet, but it felt good to get some finishes. And so I'm down to my last whip at the end of September, which is When the Calling Birds Sing by Exemplars from the Heart. This one is not out of print. You can find it, and I believe Kitten Stitcher has it, among others. Her newsletter went out yesterday, and I had noticed that she'd started carrying some more Exemplars from the Heart, and then she talked about it in her newsletter, and I had a total H&H because this is like one of my most favorite designers, and the prints, her prints have been out of, her charts have been out of print, and so I've kind of been collecting them over the years, like my unicorns, and all of a sudden she's, I guess, printing them again, which is amazing and made me very glad I did not pay more than retail price for any of them, to be honest. But I'm very thankful that they're back in print and that everyone can get them now. And also, Kitten Stitcher has like a ton that I want that I don't have, so I need to just breathe. But I'm sure you will see those trickle in and over the next few years of haul. But anyway, I'm stitching this with a few of my Stitcher sister wives, and it's a lot of fun, and I am stitching it on 40 count platinum from Zweigart, and I'm changing the colors as I go along, and I didn't do a ton on it since the last time I saw you, but I've done some, so I figured I'd show it. I worked more on that fun border, and I started on the tree in the middle of the 2 buildings, so this is a fun stitch. I enjoy working on it, and there's so many charts by this designer that I want to stitch on. A lot of them are very stitch heavy, so they're the ones that I'm drawn to. But yeah, love it. It was fun. So that did not stay my only whip for long, just like maybe 2 days. I wanted to start just a small before October started, so I picked up Gathering Berries. Part of the reason I picked this one up too was because the fabric and silks I was using for the Black Dog sampler, before I put them away, I was like, this would work well for this one. So I stitched up that one. I'm using the same Glorianas two of the Glorianas that I've used from the Black Dog sampler. And I did the birds. I made the birds into crows because I thought that would be cute. So I think this is adorable. I need to FFO it into a cute pin cushion. Alright, and then we hit Dark October stitching, which is my favorite. This is a Sal that's hosted by Michelle from Cozy Egg and Emily C from Eclectic Possessions, and we just kind of wrapped it up last night with this awesome kind of like Dark October stitching seance. It was like a Zoom call with a bunch of people, and it was very enjoyable. It was a lot of fun hanging out with all those ladies. So thank you so much, Michelle and Emily, for hosting. It was great. So once October started, I started some new projects. This one is Potions by Stacy Nash. I had stitched a couple years back in 2018. I started a bunch of Halloween projects, and one of them was this one, Spells. This is my Spells pouch. So I stitched Potions. I am not done with this. I have to attach the handle. I'm going to stain it with some walnut crystals, and I am going to do a little video of how I do my walnut crystal dyeing, which is very simple. This is kind of just the Stacy Nash way, but people did show interest in seeing how I do it, so I will record that. I might stain the bag some too, and then I might stitch like around the edges just to give it a little more interest. And then there's like a little hole here I need to mend. But yeah, that turned out cute. I backed it with some velvet. I didn't realize I wasn't paying enough close attention. It got, this was folded and in a cabinet with glass, and it got a little bleached by the sun. So be careful if you have some nice velvet. But it is nice velvet. This is from Blackberry Primitives. And yeah, so there's my potions pouch. I just need to finish up the sewing and the staining. And then next, I mentioned that I started a bunch of Dark October stitching in 2018. I did a different start every day. You can see videos about it. But there were several projects in there that I ended up, I guess I call them give-ups, but future restarts. So I restarted a couple of those this month. I just didn't love all the choices I had made. So one of those, oh, wait, I have to go get it 1 second. One of those was The Raven's Roost by The Good Housewife. I had started this and I can't remember what went wrong, but I stopped on it. And then I picked it up this month again and restarted it. I stitched it on a 36 count from Ship's Manor. It was just an orphan fabric, and used the called for, I think it were Weeks Dye Works. Yeah. And then I FFO'd it as well. I found this piece at Michael's in their Halloween section, and it was just perfect. It had a little piece of wood mounted where this is, and had like a little paper on there with a picture. It said, it was like, I don't know, a little crow thing. I just popped that off, put this on some foam core, and mounted it on here. The bottom little edges here aren't perfect. I might put some chenille around it or something, or just leave it as it is. But yeah, when I saw this piece, I was like, oh, that's perfect for Raven's Roost. So I really like how this one turned out. And that was a fun stitch. I didn't want it to be stripey, and she even says in the pattern, try to do it in like chunks, you know, the variegation. She doesn't say chunks. So that was Raven's Roost. And then after that, I picked up another restart, another Good Housewife, and that's Pumpkins and Peacocks. I love this one. When I started it originally, I was stitching out on 32 count black Belfast. And because it was just the regular Belfast, it wasn't over dyed, it was shinier, and something about the black fabric and the shine, I was struggling. So I started it, and now I can't, oh, this is Slate by Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie, and I finished it. And it's a dark gray blue. It's beautiful. And because it's not shiny, I was able to see it just fine. This is a 32 count, but I stitched 1/2. I used the called for DMC, except for the peacocks. I used Peacock by Gentle Arts. The called for thread is like a green color, and I just wanted the peacocks to be blue. So really cute. I really enjoyed that one too. That one was fun. So I just need to frame it like many things. After that, I picked up another smaller piece. I did a lot of smalls this month. And this one is Black Crow by You and I and Friends. Yeah, sorry. I bought the secondhand on Stash and Load. And I think, or maybe eBay. No, I think it was eBay. And I finished that one up. This is a 40 count, I think. And it was a hand-dyed fabric, and it had gotten bleached by the sun a little bit. A theme here. I've since moved things around in my craft room, but I just dipped it in some gray dye real quick. You can see where I messed up right here, but I have to figure out how I want to FFO it, but I thought that was really cute. So, and I believe, yeah, okay, so those were my finishes in the month, and then the last piece I started will be a whip for a while. I finally started one of my all-time favorite designs, and that's Autumn on Lazy Bear Mountain by Kathy Barrick. Like I said, it's one of my favorites, and I've just put off starting it for so long because it's so big. And I have always went back and forth on the fabric. I could not decide what to stitch it on. I've seen so many beautiful choices, and so I go back and forth. But my friend Kelly from Evergreen Needle on Instagram, she stitched hers, she finished hers, and she did it on Lakeside Linen's Vintage Wood Smoke, which I happen to have a piece of in my stash, and so I decided to stitch it on that. And I have been working on the border, and I've finished one side and the bottom. So I am halfway done with the border with the black part. There's orange throughout, so I still have to do that. I am converting. I from it's sorry, calls for MPI. It has a DMC conversion. I'm going to convert to overdyes just because it's fun for me. I have fun converting to overdyes, and I would love to see some variegation in there. And so far I have only pulled one, and that is the black for the border, which I am using wrought iron, which is a beautiful blue black, and it's beautiful on the skein. It's like super dark blue, but when I stitch it up, it really just looks black. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. I know what it looks like, and it's looking great on this fabric. I love it. So the fact that I've only pulled that color has gotten me to stick with the border this long. But I'm hoping this weekend to work on my conversion, and if I get way too bored with the border, then I'll start stitching some of the stuff in the middle. But it's nice to be at least like halfway done, and I know I got a good chunk of it out of the way. So that's Autumn on Lazy Bear Mountain. So my two whips right now, Autumn on Lazy Bear Mountain and When the Calling Birds Sing. I don't know when my next start will be. We're at the end of October now. I know I really wanted to stitch, I don't have it sitting here with me, but there's from the Autumn at Not Forgotten Farm book, there's a Turkey Trot, which is a smaller one, but I was planning on starting out with my friend Maddie I think I'll do that in November, at least start that one in November. I really need some Thanksgiving pieces. I don't have any stitch Thanksgiving pieces. So yeah, so there's that, but then and there's also several Christmas designs I'd like to start. I don't know how many of them I'll start, but there will be at least one. So so we'll see how it goes. I will keep you updated. All right, this brings us to haul section. I won my first ever Flosstube giveaway. My friend Catherine Adrian from Stitching and Costume. I won Who's There by Prairie Schooler. Thank you so much, Catherine. This is so cute. And she sent me some of her floss cards, which are awesome. And then I made one purchase, Colorado cross stitcher Sherry. She opened up cross stitch shop, so I bought two of the Blackbird Designs re-releases, Honeysuckle Manor and Violet's Blue. And Stella's Sleigh Ride by Chessie and me. I think she had shown this in her video, and then Carol showed this as well. I just thought it was really cute and be a fun, quick Christmas stitch. So got this really fast. They were so nicely wrapped, and that was a great experience. So I'm excited for her and her new endeavor, her new cross stitch shop. But that's it for haul. What else? I think that's it, everyone. Not a ton. But I did do a lot of great stitching this month. I had a lot of fun with those sals, and I hope that you all have a wonderful Halloween if you celebrate it. Yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and it's been a lot of fun over the last 6 years, and I hope to keep making videos. All right, have a great day. Thanks.